2018 GSL Season 2 Codes Overgrowth.
One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind and design this rhyme.
Oh, I don't think so, Lincoln Park. It does matter how hard you try. This Bunny tried really hard, was able to take out Zanster 2-1, and now he's going back up against Deer.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested to see like if Bunny can change the way he played to kind of take those advantages instead of disadvantages that he gave himself. Like, I think if he did play differently with that build, he would have won. But the problem is he used it now, so Deer potentially should be able to deal with it.
Yeah. Backwater's actually the first map again, which I find hilarious. Because it didn't work last time, but maybe Bunny is just going to do something else. Regardless, I do want to point out the second game was like a weird 2 Colossus all in. So something like that shouldn't work again here for Deer. So definitely a bit of a different
Deer
matchup.
picked it this time.
Is this the funniest thing? Were we literally talking about how it's like Deer is sitting there thinking, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I get my favorite 2 maps to start. And you can tell it is because he got to choose Backwater.
I'm very curious to see how Bunny plays it out. One of the things I like is I think when I lose, I can take it back, you know?
Yeah.
I'll explain after.
Titan EX1 Bunny.
Definitely very solid TVZ there against Zanster.
Yeah.
Even though he lost to Deer pretty one-sidedly.
We'll have to see how he changes it up this time.
Deer.
Deer.
Of course, getting his favorite map twice. What were you saying, though?
So, what I was saying is when I play, because I'm a really aggressive player, if I lose with the build, then I give my opponent confidence to defending that build.
Yes.
And if you do it again, but do it better the second time, they may think, okay, well, it's the same thing. I should be able to defend this the same way, right?
Yeah.
But if you play that game over and over again, and Bunny just changes a slight thing, he can win from that same spot. So Deer may scout it and just be like, okay, well, I held it the first time, so I should be able to hold it the second time.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that can play a role in this matchup.
Sure.
So I guess we'll have to see if Bunny is going to do it. I would be surprised if he does, but if he does, that's probably his thought process as well.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of these attacks that you end up holding, it'll be the tiniest little thing, which is why you held. StarCraft is like such a complex game to really rip apart what happens in all these battles. Like, there's oftentimes battles where you can look at it and be like, oh, this one Colossus shot, or like, oh, this one hot pickup, or, you know, this one Widowmine connection. You know, insert this one Baneling hit will be what changed the battle into your favor. So, and, you know, we were looking at that. I thought for sure Deer was going to die, and then he just suddenly held it. And I mean, he could have done better with that build.
When you look at it, it was like 3 Adepts.
I know, right?
And a third base. So, Deer obviously doing an amazing job at defending it, to be honest. But like I said before, like if you're only defending with 3 Adepts, it can go wrong, and it can go wrong very fast. So I would be fine with, okay, whoa, 3 CC.
Okay.
So I remember the first best of 3, I was talking about how you can either play this aggressively or you can play this aggressively macro-oriented. And this is one of those things where he's deciding to be really aggressive in the macro sense, where this is definitely a punishable thing. But we'll have to see how Deer plays it out. Because usually the Protoss is pretty macro-y too, so if the Protoss takes a fast third, and you're taking a fast third, you should be in a perfectly fine spot. Obviously, if we see something really aggressive from Deer, that would be really hard to hold for Bunny. So, taking a bit of a gamble, but this is how StarCraft's played. So.
Yes, indeed. I like it. I mean, it's Backwater. Why not? You did a cheese the first time. You may as well mix it up in this way.
Yeah, for sure.
The one thing I'm a little bit confused about is the location that he made it in.
Yeah.
Does that mean he's going to take that pocket as his third?
I feel like he should always take the back base. Like
you would think so.
I'm not too sure. My guess is
the float time of that third from there.
Yeah, it's very far.
It's not like any Adept has ever gotten in a Terran wall.
Yeah.
I mean, you go above Diamond, that doesn't happen, right? Like
obviously, the one thing is he doesn't want it to be scouted very fast. So obviously, he doesn't want the Adept shade bit to get up there. But like, I feel like you can still build it closer.
Yeah.
Like even if it's just next to the main CC, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe he will land it over there though.
I don't want to like
overanalyze it.
Yeah, overanalyze it, but it's just like things like this are important, you know? There's a reason why people build their command centers on low ground.
Yeah.
So they don't have to float it down, right? Even though there is obviously inherently more risk there.
For sure.
So it's just one of those things where I'm like, huh.
Maybe it's like the scouting spawning pool.
Oh.
The scouting CC. Seeing the Oracle come in from the side.
Hey, that Oracle? Did that Oracle see the
No,
command
it did
center?
not.
Yeah. So
And
here
it would
we
have
are.
scouted it if it was in the spot we were talking about.
Yeah.
Maybe Bunny's just a genius.
Damn. He just knows that Deer is not coming in from the very bottom.
Yeah.
Even though oftentimes that's where Oracles do fly in.
That is. Although Maru did say something in his interview about Deer being very predictable with his Oracle too.
Yes.
So there could
That's a
this
good
could
point.
just be like a Deer thing that is very predictable.
Oh. And he's scouting for a third.
Yeah, so far Deer has no knowledge of a third.
Jeez.
It's very impressive actually. That
Yeah.
he was able to keep it a secret.
Okay, now he'll know.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
That was close to not scouting it still.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, even though Bunny kept this hidden for quite some time, like, Deer's build is a perfect counter, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
he's got his third Nexus very, very quickly. He's going Robo for Colossus Tech, I would assume. And he just, as soon as he sees it, he double forages because he knows he's not going to die. The medevacs are really late. He doesn't really need to worry about drop harassment for a very long time. All he needs to do is worry about defending one location. So he's
Yeah.
going to get huge. He's going to get upgrades. I feel like Bunny, all he should do here is play greedy macro as well. Make sure you have your 2 eBays, make sure your armory is on time, get a 4th command center when you can.
Yeah, this is exactly what I think. This is how you should be playing TVP on backwater.
Yes.
Like there is no mid ground where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit of pressure and then take a third. Like that pressure will do nothing. Your
Yeah.
Protoss will have an insane income advantage. You either do something really committed or you do something really committed in the macro sense.
Yeah.
So this is definitely how both players should be playing this map, in my opinion.
You know, it's one of these maps where I think it should always go to very late game. There should always be maxed out armies. There should always be all sorts of tech and massive upgrades.
Yeah.
Because when you get to these gigantic maps where it's easy to expand and easy to defend, if your opponent loses to anything else, it's because they're bad.
I really like Double Forge on this map.
Oh, yeah.
It's really good. Especially if you're going to be the defender for most of the game. Like that's a play you do when you want to be defensive, I think, in general.
Absolutely.
Unless you're hitting some weird timing, but like Double Forge is usually not a timing-based thing because you want to get your 2-2.
When you do double forge timings, it is always 2-2
Yeah.
that you hit with, and it's actually always a Colossus play that you hit with. But that's I don't think he's going to be doing one of those anyways. I think this easily builds into a 4th base, unless Bunny does something like throws away a bunch of units.
Which is possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 observers just
Yeah.
sitting here. That's not a very good use of your observers, by the way, if you're a viewer here. You don't get double vision for having both of them in the same spot.
Unfortunately, no. You see a little bit further, but sieging one would do the same thing.
Yeah, one of them's piecing out now. That's good. Oh.
And now he misses this drop. Oh, that's funny. There was nothing there, too.
Yeah, he was
Could've
very
dropped.
indecisive. This reminds me of the rocks, where the other things were just indecisive.
Yeah.
The Overlord shooting. Like, he just has to pick yes or no kind of thing.
Yeah, just go or just don't go.
Yeah, no
It's like,
maybes.
yeah, he has that pile on there, but if his units aren't there, they aren't there, okay?
Another 2 stasis. He really likes the stasis wards.
Yeah.
Look, there's 3 of them. 4 of them, even.
Oh my god.
That is the most stasis base I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I guess he doesn't really have to deal with anything there for a while.
2-2 starting. By the way, it looks like Liberator range is going to be what he's going for here.
Oh, this is a nice save on the Colossi.
Yeah.
That would have been a really nice pickoff from Bunny.
That's
But, yeah,
mostly Marines in there to try to do that with makes it a bit harder, but
for sure.
yeah, Bunny's been a little bit hemming and hawing. As long as he doesn't lose too many units doing this, you can bleed off a few bio units overall. It's okay.
Yeah, and you feel a little bit safer being the offenser here. Like, you don't need to worry about much on your side of the map when your opponent has to defend. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a nice thing for a Terran player to do.
And look, the Liberator range rush here, and I would call this a rush, this is pretty darn quick.
Yes.
A lot of times you wait for 4 bases to get Liberator range. When you get it on 3 bases, well, I guess he's taking a
his
4th
fourth,
now,
but yeah, it's not the same.
yeah, this is like, this type of build is actually a little bit risky. You don't want to really engage Protoss at all in this situation, because there's no way you're going to have enough units. Oh boy. This must be so funny to him right now. He's like,
Yeah.
what?
And there's still like 3 more to go.
Like, he doesn't burrow any of the Widow Mines, so the Oracle kills everything.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense from Deer, almost defending with nearly no units whatsoever.
What is he doing? I guess, okay, so here's what is happening. He was microing out on the map when he was dropping those, and then he was dropping out on the map, or microing out on the map when these things got dropped. He didn't burrow his Widowmines into anything with that.
Yeah.
And so here is my big problem, right? If you are taking a 4th base and teching, there's like different things you can do in StarCraft, right? Like taking bases and teching are 2 things that you are doing where you want pressure, but full attacks are not what you want.
Right.
He just did basically 2 full attacks. He used a huge amount of his army there.
Yeah,
he
for
didn't
sure.
need to lose, 4 medevacs worth of units. It's like at least 40 supply gone. He could be almost maxed out right now, or let's say he could be 170 and have had good pressure.
I think he just barely, like, Deer barely missed the timing where he would just roll over him, though. Although there is only 2 Liberators here. One Widowmine going off on all the Stalkers is really nice so far. But these force fields are really scary. I don't know. I don't know how you can win this fight when you're teching so aggressively.
Well, you can't because you just threw away all your units.
Yeah.
He threw away 2 different... You can see him definitely unhappy with that, or maybe he's scratching his leg, one or the other.
I think he's scratching his leg.
Yeah, it could be. I was like, well, you're not going to be that upset. Jeez. Only Beyond would be that upset.
Yeah.
Now, I do have to be a little bit critical here because just looking at like the actual principles of good RTS play, he's teching and expanding. Okay, he's getting a 2nd starport, he's getting Liberator range, he's making a 4th command center. This is great stuff. This is great stuff. But if you, at the same time as doing all that, you're putting all of your money into this other stuff, and then you attack with all your units and you lose them all,
Yeah.
if Protoss can't kill you there, that's because Terran is better than Protoss as a race.
For sure.
So that was obvious that Deer should be able to counterattack. Now, if he's just applying pressure to keep Deer back so he can get away with all that, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
But he's committing a huge drop into the back base. The rest of his units are just out in the middle of the map dying to Colossus Stalker. It was poor decision-making by Bunny and poor execution by Bunny there.
For sure.
Titan EX1, Bunny.
I'm going to have to tighten up that play.
Yeah, for sure. Not that hard to do either.
No, I mean, the thing is, I felt like he played a good game until that set of decisions.
Deer.
And Deer, I think, he scouted what was going on. When he saw it, he reacted basically perfectly. And then when Bunny threw away all those units, he moved out, and you killed that many units and you have all these upgrades and stuff, you're expecting to do some damage.
Yeah, I think Deer couldn't have played it better. Like, even if Bunny wasn't teching, even if Bunny was just building army, like, it's
well,
really...
you still move out.
Yeah, it's really hard for Bunny to defend it still because he's losing army on the map.
That's the funny thing, right? Because as soon as you lose army like that, you should be pressuring. And then also, like we were talking about before, you need, when you get that Colossus Stalker army up, to make sure that Liberator range doesn't catch you off guard, you have to put on pressure, right? So especially in this situation.
I think one thing to think about is the stasis wards may have kind of forced you to commit the drop more than you would want to, which is kind of unfortunate because like you can just peace out and leave all those units there to die, but
how many medevacs was that?
I think it was 2.
2 in the back?
Maybe it was 4? I can't remember if it was 2 or 4.
I thought it was...
It could have been 4.
Yeah.
I guess even to just fake with 4 is really, like, that's a really big commitment. Like, you're going to lose units.
Yeah. I think that probably his plan was to, like, pressure and then drop that and kill that base, and the wards messed up, and then everything went to hell.
Yeah. It just fell apart.
But again, it's like, you have to be extra careful at that moment, because you just don't have a lot behind it.
For sure.
If things go right, it's like, well, I mean, how did things go right here? What was your opponent doing?
Where's Deer?
Yeah. How is it that you can expand, tech, and attack all at once and they all work? Like that when that happens, that's when you know you're much better than your opponent.
Right. Yeah, that is not something you can do against Deer, for sure.
No, yeah. Nobody can. That wouldn't work for Maru either. Like this isn't StarCraft isn't magic. Like,
yeah,
people are good, but there's a limit to what can be done.
Yeah, I think if I think he had the right idea. I think he did not mean to lose those medevacs in the middle of the map either.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate. Like, he should have pulled that army back a bit more, and he should have paid attention more to one thing than to like trying to do both. Because I think he just missed. He did both badly.
Yeah, he
Like,
picked them at the wrong
If he would have
times.
saved either the drop in the nat or the third, or the army in the middle, but he lost both pretty much.
Yeah,
which is just too much army to lose.
When you lose both, the Protoss insta moves out.
Yeah, that's what happened, right?
Like, just nothing else makes sense. What, you lose both and the Protoss is like, I must prepare for the next attack. No. No, that's never going to happen.
Right. So we do see an Oracle. I'm wondering if this Oracle's going to die.
I hope not.
I'm wondering if Bunny will play to that kind of, because it feels like the Terran players are taking advantage of poor Deer
is
here.
under attack.
It certainly does feel that way.
He does have one mine. At least he scouts it, so he should not lose his Oracle to a mine. I will be very disappointed if he loses an Oracle to a mine after scouting that there's mines.
Yeah, that would
You
be-
almost just don't want to send the Oracle in, honestly. Especially if you think you're going to lose it.
Well, he has good vision because of this Adept, so I think you can hit right
Is he
here.
going to do it? Is he going to do the trick?
He's
Oh,
trying
he just
to.
barely missed it.
Oh, well.
Bunny lifted it too, so not happening. Very cute. Oh, he did it! Are you
Okay,
serious?
Well, I have to...
Deer!
This is...
I think... like... What's going on in there?
It's a sad moment for Deer. He's lost a hell of a lot of oracles today.
This is like the 4th Oracle that's died to the
It's
first
not-
Oracle.
Yeah, the 4th first Oracle. That's an important distinction because the first Oracle is the most important unit that you ever make as Protoss.
Yeah, it's
The first
so
Oracle
important.
is so much everything. It's crazy.
Like, every game Deer died to Maru, I felt like if he had the first Oracle, then maybe he would have held.
Yeah.
And every time he loses his Oracle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's very unfortunate. I feel like it's very predictable too, though, at this point.
Yeah.
Like, if you're Bunny and,
right.
and Maru, you have to feel like this is something you can almost count on from
It's
Deer.
like he's going to get greedy with this Oracle,
Yeah.
and it's... I don't know.
Maybe Deer just has like the most experience losing his first Oracle, so he just doesn't even care anymore.
It
He's just-
could be.
He's just like,
"Nah,
I
this
played
happens."
like 1,000 games from losing
Yeah.
my first Oracle.
It's kind of like how the first mine drop, you always lose those mines.
Yeah.
Those mines never come home.
Yeah, maybe we're giving Deer too hard of a time. He just practiced losing his first Oracle.
Yeah, I
every
know.
game.
He's solid at it. He knows how to transition properly. He's like, now you think you can do more than you can do.
That would be really, really smart, though, if you're like, okay, I'm going to lose my Oracle, and the Terran player's going to think, oh,
Yeah.
well, he lost his Oracle, I can do this.
Uh.
And then I'm going to counter that. Now, that would be really insanely smart.
Well, for that to be the case, he needs to stomp out this drop in the first place.
Which he missed, so...
Oh boy. Oh, 3 Stalkers, so he's fine.
Can pick up the mines, too. Oh, he picks up
Picks
a
up
probe
his-
by accident. Oh, he picks up his... He messed up.
Ouch.
That was going to be very cool, and
Yeah.
then he picked up his own probe twice.
Picking up the probe there, or rather picking up the mine there, you kind of stomp that. Instead, he
Yeah, of
loses
course.
8 probes.
That's so unfortunate.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, I felt like that Deer was definitely going to have that. Just picking up those was going to be really easy. I guess attacking with the probes was a mistake
Yes.
because it
Everything
gets too
clumped
bunched up.
up,
Yeah,
and he lost vision. His Phoenixes go over it too. That's something you got to be a little bit careful about.
yeah. It's just unfortunate. There's not much else to say about that, honestly.
Yeah.
I like it. Like he overestimated his abilities, I think, which is not a bad thing. It's just
Yeah.
you expect it to be able to pick it up.
I'm
properly.
sure that most of the time he picks it up and he's completely fine there and he just stomped it.
Yeah, probably.
But now he's lost 8 probes, so definitely
oh, he's
not a
doing
good
that
place.
Phoenix thing again, by the way, that we saw against.
Oh.
I'm wondering if he'll
Is
do
he?
the Colossus. Oh no, he's taking a third.
Oh, he's getting blinked too.
Yeah, sorry. We're busy critiquing Dier's ability to lose oracles.
Yeah. And then 8 probes, unfortunately. Well, look, he's got his 3rd base up with good time. Oh, man. Those mines are everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's Field of Dreams, but it's Field of Mines. If you burrow it, they will come.
Yeah. You know what?
Are you too young for this? Have you
I'm
seen Field
probably
of
way-
Dreams?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know about this movie?
No.
Oh, wow.
You know what? You know what game Deer would be terrible at? Minesweeper.
Oh.
He'd be terrible.
All right.
Every time he presses down, he would just get a mine immediately.
Yeah. He'd think he'd be putting the flag in the right place. No. Just putting the flag on a blank spot, too.
Oh no, he's doing it again. Oh, this is going to be 2 probes so far. Actually, he really salvaged that. I thought it was going to do a lot worse than it did.
The Phoenix comes by. So he will be able to eliminate all that. Got a decent set of units.
Yeah, Bunny's scanning the third base too, so he's not going to overcommit into an army that he knows he can't defeat, which is quite nice. Might go for a drop now. Yeah, looks like he is. This could be scary. Oh, wow. Deer.
Yeah, no charge quite yet.
Deer with the 6th Scent. Bring it in.
He actually moved a Viking up there into the observer range, and the army turned around to go after the Viking. Uh-oh. Okay, now it turned around again after all the units came in.
Yeah. This could be a pretty good drop. I mean, already taking down all the gateways.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good thing to have happen here.
And the mines actually get really decent connections. He killed like 3-4 stalkers there.
He should just go mines every game. Like,
it's very clear at this point that mines are the counter.
Is this mine going to run by?
Oh,
look
yes.
Well, okay. That's a pretty interesting spot to siege up. This reminds me of like a burrowed Baneling. Like,
yeah.
I guess it probably wouldn't have done much in the third, but obviously not doing much there either.
If no observer was there, those stalkers 100%. He's going to lose one. Anytime you can trade a mine for a stalker, man, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Just gonna...
Apparently, like, he trades mines for everything right now.
Oh, yeah. Phoenixes, probes, oracles, stalkers.
Zealots.
Yeah. Okay, so this is now 4 bases from Bunny, and he's going into Liberator range now.
Right.
Now, the important thing is to get Liberator range to finish and be in a good spot. He's going for a pretty powerful attack here.
Yeah, this is a very scary push.
Yeah.
Oh, if he gets on top of the clock. Wow, beautiful force fields.
Yeah, those
by the way.
force fields are some of the best that we've seen in a long time.
That was very beautiful. If you... Oh, man. Even if he misses one force field, that Colossus is dead and he just dies.
Yeah.
And
Not
now
only
he's
the
pushing it back.
Colossus, but, like, this whole army doesn't fare nearly as well, right?
Yeah,
That's actually... Those were insane force
That
fields.
was very beautiful. Also, for a second, it looked like he was just going to lose, too, right?
Yeah.
Like, I bet Bunny felt very confident in that position, and then the force fields cut off the rest of it.
The thing is, a lot of times they'll cut off a lot of stuff, but
Yeah.
normally, you're still... They're not going to be that good, where it just holds out exactly the right amount that your Colossus is completely fine.
Deer could overcommit here, though, in the offense, too. Looks like he's probably not going to commit to a huge push. Like, I don't see any reason to. Plus, he's 2 Stargates on the way, so...
Well, this is the moment that we've been talking about a lot throughout the TVPs today, where as Deer, you get your Colossus and your Stalkers out, and you start to roam the map. You're putting on pressure. This isn't like a full-on attack.
Yeah.
He needs to stay out here so that Liberators never get into position. If you have a bunch of Liberators, you get in position, you can never break that as Protoss, realistically, with this type of army, until you have Tempest. So, yeah, Deer is doing a very good job, just kind of poking and prodding.
Yeah. This is exactly what we were supposed to do the other game. We do see a drop on the map. I'm wondering if this is the all right, you have to go defend your main drop, like, send your army home, please.
I think that is the setup that he's going for sure.
Yeah, we actually see the army going back, too.
He should...
A little bit. I will be very surprised if it goes all the way back, but...
Where is the drop right now?
It's through the bottom center. It's going into the main now, almost. You see it? Right underneath the main of the red Protoss player. It's going into the third.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Yeah. We have the tiniest screens, guys. You actually wouldn't believe what we cast off of here. It's hilarious. Pretty even as far as the traded units.
Yeah.
A few extra Zealots being picked off. No biggie.
There's a blink. I don't know what happened there.
Upgrade
drop
complete.
is also doing things.
Okay, he just stomps the drop.
Oh, he did lose his Templar Archives? To the drop? He did.
Oh, yeah.
He lost his Templar Archives.
He had Psystorm done, though, so that's good at least. I don't know how many Templars he has right now, though.
Yeah,
there's Ghosts on the way.
Oh, there's only 4? That's
okay.
enough, though. Yeah, you're not going to die with 4. He's leaving them in a pretty... I guess he's going to pick them up?
Well, no, I think they're just going to sit in that neon violet square, it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, attack moving everything to the north.
Templar leading the charge.
Yeah,
the 5 attack he needs.
The Tempests are coming out here.
What? That Zealot
It
killed?
reveals itself as it's firing. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I've never seen that happen, but
I've never either.
Cool to see.
Yeah, they took each other out.
Now look, he bought the time this time because he didn't move back with his entire army. So we see Deer kind of improving upon a mistake he made in a previous game. He has Tempest out. Now, even if he's out of position a little bit and gets attacked with Mass Liberator, he can break through it.
Yeah.
And look, he's doing some other great things too. He's getting his plus air attack. He's getting the Dark Shrine. These are important moments.
Oh, hello?
Oh, you need to throw
he's
your
losing the
Psystorms.
Templar.
Not the best Psystorms, to be honest.
No.
A little bit
out
off
of them
there.
now. And he can't rebuild them. Well, he might be able to now, but like they're not going to have any energy.
He'll still hold, though. You can't really bash your way through here, I don't think.
He might be able to, though.
Well, I guess he's just going
Yeah,
to.
he's going to try.
A good flank here from those Blink Stalkers. He is losing some of his... Well, no, he
He's losing some medevacs, too. Wow, these Blink Stalkers are really nice. Like, picking up every medevac except for one, and a Viking.
Yeah, it's totally worth their lives there, and more Tempests are coming out now.
Yeah, I don't see how Bunny can push into this now without any like real backbone to this army. Like he needs the ability to stim and not lose his entire army to Storm or Colossi or whatever it may be.
Well, he's going to set this up and try to maybe stim and kill this Nexus, I think. Oh, he's just going to fight.
Oh god, Deer's taking the fight too.
Yeah,
he's fighting right in the Liberators.
Yeah, very surprising about that he's blinking on the Liberators when he has
and the
these
EMP
units.
on all the... Yeah, this was unnecessary by Deer. I feel like this fight should have gone even more one-sided than it did.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. We actually got great trades from Bunny there, considering.
Yeah, very, very much so. Like,
as Deer, when you go into Tempest, this is when you're saying, I'm not going to do that anymore. You're saying, I'm going to get more cost-efficient than the Terran player. You have Psystorm, you have Colossus, you have Tempest. Everything else is to protect those units.
Right.
The Psystorm kind of protects the Colossus and the Tempest, and then those protect the Psystorm, but then the Stalkers are like the beef of your army that makes sure everything stays alive. But
that's a lot of Tempests.
Yeah, no, his army's getting scary.
I almost feel like Deer doesn't have enough of a backbone to provide for these Tempests. Like, he has 2 Colossi, and he has 3 Storm. That's not that much, honestly.
Yeah, he needs to get his gateway units back up at this point.
Yeah.
Just keep up on the upgrades and everything.
Okay, it does have a disruptor, so it will be hard to stim on top of them, which is probably one of the biggest worries you have as Deer.
Yeah, I actually love these Protoss that make a disruptor or 2 late game in this type of composition. It's kind of hard to micro overall.
Hello? Oh man,
That's
could you imagine if that planetary killed those Templar? Oh, this is nice. The Templar sniping squad gets 1 Templar and a Storm.
Ooh, sick catch right there.
It gets both. That's really unfortunate. I feel like Bunny's bleeding out units. He doesn't need to bleed out. Like, I guess if he could get that drop, but I feel like he's taking his gold base. He's expanding, you know, relatively aggressively. Like, I don't think it's necessary to lose units when you're not maxed.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with this. Like, you have to be very, very careful, because especially a push from Deer with this type of army can just over time break through everything. Especially once you get your Oracle out. I haven't seen an Oracle, but generally you do want an Oracle with this. You can just tag their army. You can just kind of hunt it.
Yeah. I mean, the Oracle probably died to Widowmine at some point earlier.
Well, certainly we saw some Oracles die to Widowmines earlier, but he should be making another one at this point.
Yeah, that Warp Prism really wants to do something, but...
I don't think it's going to happen.
It does have 4 DTs in it, so...
Oh, does he?
I think so.
Well, he needs to get DT Blink then to make this serious.
Something proper unique. Okay, here it goes.
Wow.
Almost.
It's funny because you see moves like that, and it's like, theoretically, this is great what he's doing, right? He's trying to get that in while he's harassing with his other army, but then there's 3 turrets and it goes wrong.
Yeah.
And now he gets Blink.
The best part, like, I feel like whenever I'm trying to recreate something like that, I'm like, okay, I'm going to harass, I'm going to drop, I'm going to do everything perfectly, lose the drop, lose the harassment, and then you're just dead.
The whole world goes wrong and haywire.
It's time to start the buildings on your opponent's base.
Yeah. This is his little recharge station here.
It's like a massive warp prism.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. You throw down those shield batteries underneath. It's great stuff.
All right. Do you see he probably does not have to.
Not yet. It's on the way, though.
Oh, it is. So your call was right.
Well, there's no excuse in a game this big not to get DT Blink.
Yeah, it's such a cheap upgrade, especially if you have this much gas.
It costs less than a DT. I got to say this over and over. If you save 1 DT one time, it's worth it. That sounds like a damn good upgrade to me, no regret.
That does. That does sound very good. Oh? Hello? Okay.
And now he sees that there's shield batteries here. This is so funny. Look at this.
The recharge station. I like the 2 cannons too, just in case if he jumps on my recharge station, I got some cannons.
Well, he should actually make a second pile on there. Look at this, a second recharge station. I love this type of play. Oh my God! It's like he's making an airport right now. You can charge your phones anywhere.
If this was like Heart of the Swarm, these would be Nexi, and you'd have a mothership core.
Yeah,
around there,
yeah.
Where you like turn your Nexus into a photon overcharge.
Speaking of which, I wouldn't mind seeing a mothership.
Nice nuke.
He has so many places that are nukeable right now.
Yeah, it does. Even just killing these cannons and pylons, though, is kind of nice. He's gonna get maybe probe. Oh, the probe does get taken out.
Yeah.
And he can use the Ghost to kill some more probes.
Yeah, observer speed now, definitely a needed upgrade at this point that nukes are out. Look at this.
Their recharge stations
This is
are great.
so cool. I haven't actually seen people do this yet, but it
a
just
lot
makes
of
so much
Ravens.
sense to do it.
Oh, hello? Oh, this could be huge. Oh, he's the recharge station, though. Oh, wow. That was actually really cool.
Yeah, the recharge station's doing their job to some extent at least.
But Bunny doing a really good... Honestly, Bunny was in a really bad spot, but
Yeah.
now it's not looking as bad as it could have been. The recharge station's doing what they're doing, you know? No energy left there.
Well, he's got to make more of them then, or wait until they're all recharged. But then the Ravens have their energy back, and this goes around in a circle forever.
Oh, he's not mining.
Looks like that Ghost definitely got some damage done, though.
Yeah, it did. I would like to see him do it again, honestly. There's no cannons up there. Even if he doesn't kill probes, like, it's just nice to buy that time, and as long as you don't over-nuke, you're fine.
Yeah.
You could also use the nukes. I guess the problem is that they would get picked off, but you could nuke the recharge stations at some point.
Yeah, well,
Like you could nuke the right recharge station and then nuke the left recharge station. And just play
You
like...
got to take out the recharge stations, man.
Yeah,
Those
man.
things are clutch.
Especially if you're going to use your Ravens.
Good double drop right there, by the way. This
Yeah.
position is like so hard for Terran to attack into. Not this one. This one's easy. Should have made a recharge station for those cannons.
Oh, Bunny doing a lot of damage here. These Ravens not going to be... Okay. Yeah, this is okay for him. He doesn't have any SCVs to heal the planetary, though.
Yeah, that's kind of funny.
I don't know where those SCVs went. Ooh, nice storm.
Oh, wow.
This game is getting really back and forth
Yeah,
here.
Bunny absolutely everywhere right now. He's maxed out at this point as well. He's got great upgrades.
Oh, he's going to pick these up. The recharge stations. There's so much stuff there. Oh, getting a disruptor.
The amount the disruptors haven't shot this game is really,
I think
really
we've seen
high.
a single disruptor shot.
think we've seen one, and we've seen like 4 disruptors die.
Oh, it's blink DTs. Yep, didn't need to blink them, but that's okay. Oh, he's doing it. See, this is why I should be a Terran player.
Oh my god.
Got to nuke the recharge stations. I'm telling you.
Not just nuke them, you got to EMP them as well so they can't recharge. That's the real counter recharge stations. You keep on running up and EMPing them.
Yeah, that nuke was not that. He killed 2 chargy boys.
That's worth 1 nuke or 2 chargy boys, right? Well,
Oh.
I guess that's not really worth if it's only 2.
Did he see it? Yeah, I think he saw it. It was very close if he didn't. I like the observer. I feel like I can feel the personality of the observer.
This is Shine Man, he knows.
Yeah, he didn't scout it. That's actually really nice to not scout that for Bunny.
Oh, wow, insta-cancel there.
Yeah, that was not going to live, though. That is a lot. Oh!
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no. Oh, wow, this is going to disappear. This army is totally dead.
Oh, my God.
Amazing. That was an amazing fight. Wow, the crowd is going wild. That was amazing.
Okay, well, Bunny is really fighting back well in this late game. Deer seems really unsure of how to finish this. The thing is, I loved his charging stations. I love the idea of Tempest pushing and stuff like that, but these anti-armor
DTs,
missiles
though.
are just killing him.
Yeah.
And, well, to be fair, it's not as much the anti-armor missiles that are killing him. All the guys in the chat and the angry people about the Raven. Really, it's all Bunny's drops that killed all of his Nexuses before that. Because if you do that and then suddenly you have no Raven energy and Deer just remaxes instantly with a Gateway army,
Whoa!
you're going to do something with your no mana Ravens? Wow, what a sick army you have. No, Deer can actually do something then, but he doesn't really have any economy here.
Yeah, this was really, really well played by Bunny, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I was almost 90% sure Bunny was going to die to a proper push from Deer, especially with
that
the
way.
Tempest timing.
Yeah.
But Bunny really finding a way to edge out that win. Like, at least the comeback for sure.
Yeah, Deer isn't dead yet, I would say, right? He's still got his own spellcasters, he has his High Templars and things like that.
If he gets hit by Ravens like that again, it would be very hard to come back. I think that's probably the maximum amount of damage you can take from Ravens. Archon drop, is this DVP?
I know, really. It's so weird to
Deer's
see.
getting his matchups mixed.
You watch now, the Vikings just kill it.
So that's why we don't go Archon drop.
Well, that and about 50 other reasons, but
I'm glad the game's starting to stabilize. The charge stations are gone.
yeah, and the compositions are changing completely. A bunch of Liberators on the way. I think he realizes that the Tempest count is very low now.
Yeah.
If you have like 2 Tempests trying to pick off a ton of Liberators, it takes a long time.
Yeah. It looks like he's not replenishing them. I guess he just knows Ravens are just going to destroy them if he replenishes them.
Yeah, it's a decent call.
Yeah, also they're extremely or relatively expensive to replenish too. So if you're on a limited amount of resources and not maxed, it's definitely not a unit you want to be producing one at a time or whatever.
Yeah.
Without the
It's a
charge
pretty
stations
darn
too.
technical unit. You need the exact right composition to use something like that.
And you also need the exact timing to do it too.
Yeah.
You can't just do it whenever. Deer's doing a really good job of using his GT as well.
Oh, another stim attack to the top right.
Yeah, this stuff is really good. He could have been there a little bit longer. Okay, that was only a couple stalkers.
You say it could have been there longer.
I guess it couldn't have. But
As the entire army of Protoss comes up to kill him.
there's double planetary here. Ooh. If this is mismanaged by either player, it can go either way.
Yeah, I would love to see some feedbacks here. There you go. There you go.
Oh, this is such a technical fight for both players here. I feel like Bunny needs to be ready. Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, he's just kind of standing there underneath here.
Oh, wow. That army disappeared.
All right, a couple good feedbacks.
Oh, the Archons. The Archons kill all these Ravens. This is a very different game. It's so
Yeah.
close.
Picking off quite a few of them.
Oh, that was so unnecessary. I feel like you could have pulled those Ravens back earlier. It's such a close fight. That's a lot of zealots and DTs, actually. I feel like you can take this fight with the ground army alone now. Blinking these DTs on top, maybe? Okay, he's going back. This is the best case scenario for Bunny, because I think you might just die if he didn't go back right now.
This is a super ridiculous game, by the way.
It is. It's a great game. I'm glad I get to cast it.
Why is he blinking away those DTs?
If you hotkey Stalkers and DTs together, blink. Does everything blink at
That
once?
is such a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I would say no. The way StarCraft works, like, I guess you can stim all your units together or burrow them all together, can't you?
Well, we got to test this, I think.
But it's not blink. Burrow is burrow, and stim is stim.
Right.
But it's actually not called blink. We just call it blink. I don't even remember what it's called.
Okay. Yeah, probably. I'm wondering which one it would prioritize, because I have to pick one, right? Probably the Stalker. Or maybe it would be
it
the
always
DT.
picks a higher tech unit.
Yeah, so it would probably be the DT.
Yeah, it should prioritize that.
Interesting thoughts.
These are
Some
important
shower
things to talk
thoughts,
about right now. Yeah, shower thoughts for sure.
I feel like Deer is definitely crawling back into a good spot now. I feel like the DT damage actually did a really good way of him coming back.
Well, if he wasn't harassing with those, then things really would have fallen apart at one point.
At some point it was like 180 to 140 or 130 even, so the comeback is real. I really wish Bunny was able to maintain that huge Raven count, but kind of threw it away.
Well, feedback is really good against Ravens, so...
Although this is a lot of Liberators.
Yeah, he's actually got to back up. The fact that he's fighting under Liberation Zones again.
Yeah, he likes to do that, apparently.
We've definitely
That was
seen
a
it
very
lot.
good fight for Bunny, I think. Deer had a higher army supply going into that fight, so the fact that he's below, like, clearly
Half as
states.
much.
Yeah.
Not just below. It's pretty crazy. Oh, look at that
Recalling
recall.
the probes, that's cute.
Gets two of them out.
Worth.
It is. We definitely don't need Chrono Boost right now.
It reminds me of the starting probe recall.
Yeah.
Like, it's totally worth it.
It is. It's such a funny thing. Because you look at it, you're like, well, damn, that's 50
Well-
mana and, like, big cooldown. Nah, man, just use it.
Nice Stalker blink here. Oh, this doesn't lose any of his...
Hey.
Well, yeah. It's nice. And the cannon
Wow,
finishing it
wrecked.
off. Very clean. Man, what a game, though. What a back-and-forth game. Okay, here comes the Liberator Siege again.
I think we're going to game 3.
I think so, too. He really likes to blink into Liberators.
Yep, he is very gung-ho about fighting under Liberators today.
What a game, man. This is such an amazing game. All right, if he comes back from this, I will say this is the best game that's ever been played. But I don't know if he'll
Well,
be
it
able to do
would
it.
be either the best or the worst at that point, right? Like,
Yeah, I guess. It could be either one.
Bunny would have to do some
Bunny
very
just like
messed up
right-clicks
things.
his army back and forth until it
Yeah.
all dies.
Or he like really super clicks everything together and like 4 Psy Storms kill his entire everything.
Yeah, this is the position you don't want to be in. He blinks underneath the Liberators anyways. Oh, man.
my god. As if you even needed that.
Wow. GG. What an amazing game, though.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Okay, tied up 1-1. Bunny versus Deer. Slugfest in that
Yeah,
last
the
game.
players have to be feeling it right now.
Yeah. lot of different compositional choices and switches going on as well.
Yeah.
Definitely some cool stuff from both sides. I enjoyed their charging stations. I enjoyed the Ravens to clear out the Tempest, and then the fact that he didn't go back into Ravens and Deer didn't go back into Tempest. It was kind of a gentleman's agreement.
This reminds me of the gentleman's agreement of part of the Swarm hosts.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, if you build Swarm hosts, I'm building them, and we're going to be here for 4 hours.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Very cool game.
Yeah, I gotta say, I think the most important moment was when Bunny was dropping top right and then also got the gold at like the same moment.
Yes.
Because after he killed the Tempest, like if you still had both those bases mining fully and he kills all your Tempests, your Remax Gateway army, I think, just runs around and kills everything basically.
Right.
It's because you have like all these Ravens that are floating around. They're kind of dead supply. It's like when Infestors cast their spells and you're sitting there and you're like, well, that's useless for quite some time now.
I think the same thing could have been said for Deer. Like Deer took the comeback with his DT like afterwards, right?
Yeah.
So it's like they both had their own options there, where it was the drops from Bunny, and then in response to the drops, we had the DT blink and other things upgraded. So yeah, both players utilizing their comeback mechanics there really, really well.
Yeah, that was just a good, fun game right there.
Yeah.
What's our last map?
Did not. Okay, Acid Plant.
See, I'm giving you.
Cheated.
I'm throwing you an underhanded pitch right now to just nail it out of the park, make you seem like you know what's going on. We have it on that computer. Yep. Acid Plant, our next map. I wonder what build we'll end up seeing here. We've seen a lot of Protosses that like to open Gateway Core and do the Zealot Stalker pressure to cancel the command center. But it's become almost so popular that people are getting better against it.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely more of a standard thing. So it's not something that will be really surprising if you're Bunny.
And Deer has been pretty predictable overall. He's liking his Oracle openings. He's liking making some Phoenixes. He's liking going into Colossus.
I would say we expect Oracle, and then we're gonna probably see Widow Mines killing the Oracle, and go into another normal game like that. I'd be surprised to see anyone do anything really crazy this game, but I mean, I'd welcome it if I was either of them at the same time. You know, like I think it's a hard call to make if you're both Deer or Bunny, because you probably both feel like you're pretty confident in the late game now, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
Deer took game one pretty consistently. I think Bunny, it was a slugfest, but Bunny came back, so like that's already pretty impressive.
Yeah, he did a good job when Deer was spread out a little bit more there, and I mean, great job. But I think as Deer, you can also look at that game and say, oh, I can win late game against you. You know?
Yeah.
I think both sides should actually feel confident,
right?
as you say. Yeah.
Like it would be a weird thing for both players should feel good right now. So it's weird to think who will be decided like to do anything crazy, you know?
Who's right about feeling good?
Yeah, that is a good question.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
Like, can one of them look at that late game and be like, I'm afraid of late game
I don't think
this
so.
guy?
I think they're both feeling pretty good. And it's Acid Plant, so
yeah.
Not a really like favored map for either player.
Yeah, I don't actually know which way the actual map balance for Acid Plant goes. I have liked the kind of a more aggressive openings.
I like the thing he's doing with his hands.
Oh, the wrist wiggle
thing, yeah.
Do you do that too?
I do that actually to warm me up.
What type of wrist stretches do you do to keep healthy?
I don't do anything.
Oh man, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Great comeback that last game.
Titan EX1, Bunny.
Amazing drop harassment, good tech switches overall. Definitely had some of his own good moments.
Deer.
Yeah, I think he had just as much of an opportunity to win that game as Bunny did. So, like, I wouldn't say it was unfathomable to see Deer win that game. Like, it was very close to at some points for him to win. So, like I said, they both have to feel pretty confident right now.
Yeah.
I like, probe scouting from Deer. That's pretty normal. So,
yeah, nothing weird going on. But I do have to say, no regret. As a leader of the non-Korean, or that's not even what it is because there's Koreans there too, but
the house.
As a leader of a team house in Korea, I do believe that you should have some posters on the wall for wrist stretches. This is an important topic. Okay. StarCraft pros put their wrists through more than anyone else, really.
I'll do that. I will.
I can link you to some videos and stuff that teach you, and you just
put them on the wall.
Something like that. Well, you don't know if you can put a video on the wall unless you tape an iPad there.
We'll just get a TV and have it playing on a loop.
Well, it's true. You should got to take care of that stuff.
Yeah, I know it's pretty important. I used to do more stretches when I played more, but I just don't put in the 14-hour days or whatever, so
Yeah.
it's just like a couple hours here and there. But I do see a lot of wrist stretches. I feel like this is more of a recent thing. Like, a lot of people weren't really well knowing about this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is a very recent thing, like warming up your wrists.
Yeah. Well, I think it's super important. It's, I guess, one of the reasons why it's become more apparent recently is you see these people that have had injuries, right?
Yeah.
It's really sad when you lose players like Tasia, MVP, you know, these guys get
MVP.
bad wrist injuries. And
Definitely one of the most notable for that.
I mean, Flash himself has a giant scar on his arm because he had to have a surgery for his wrists. You know, Jeong has had some problems recently, and it's a real thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do see a lot of people with their wrist stretches, so I'm not too worried about it.
That's good. That's
it
good.
appears that almost everyone is pretty good at keeping their wrist health in check.
That's good.
It's pretty important, honestly. Like, this is your livelihood, so
You don't want to risk your wrist.
Exactly. It'd be like losing your voice as a professional singer. Like, it's really bad.
Or commentator, even.
Yeah.
A couple Hellions actually popping out here. We saw a build like this previously. Wow, that's kind of funny, but puts the damage on the Hellions, so not too bad.
Yeah.
Gonna repair that immediately as Bunny. And it looks like it's probably gonna be a 4 mine drop again.
Okay. Does he lose the Oracle here?
Yes!
This is the question here.
Yes! No, he'll keep it at home. Yeah, in fact, it flies right over. He saw 2 Hellions. You know those are coming.
Hey, I'm just saying. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
You watch now. He'll,
He just sends it out and loses it.
Well, the mine drop will come.
Yeah,
And
the mine drop kills
in
it.
his own base will kill the Oracle.
That would be like a proper, you know, like, there would have to be some Reddit posts about it because Deer needs to work on this.
Phoenix is on the way.
Yeah.
Does he have 2 Oracles?
If he has 1 Phoenix already, I would say no, but I didn't see. Oh! Okay, he has 1 Phoenix already, so it's only 1 Oracle.
Okay.
This pylon is very suspicious. I'm wondering if it's going to be like I defend your drop and then go for a big 2-base push.
Yes. That's actually a really good play, too.
Yeah, it is. If we see a third CC
that's
soon,
an old
that would
build,
be really
too.
bad.
But it's so strong, actually.
Okay, this drop could do it. Okay, not really quick at reacting to this. That was really nice. Wow, that was a really good defense.
Just
I feel
buying
like Bunny
a lot of
needs to do
time
it.
so far. Okay, that was just superb defense from Deer.
If Bunny throws down a third CC, it would be really hard to... Okay, it does. I was going to say, it would be really hard to deal with this 2-base timing that potentially comes out of Deer. We don't see too many gateways or anything being added on yet, so, you know, it might not hit right away, which is good for Bunny. This is like a really weird fast push.
You know what? I mean, 4 Phoenixes, even though he has that proxy pylon, he's making a Robo and a Forge. That's what he did in the game where he went for a Colossus timing push.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's getting a probe ready to... Oh, is that just a pylon, scout pylon he's making?
If that probe takes a third, then I would be... Okay, it looks like he might. Yeah, he's going to take the third. He's saving up money for it.
When you defend the early game this well, I think you're allowed to. You know?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice sliding pickup right there. Uh-oh.
Oh, okay, come on. Oh, wow. 6 workers. That's already more than all the other mine drops combined.
Yeah.
Still no third base from... He has 800 minerals. He should be taking the third, I think, unless he's not taking it. It's possible that he's doing the Colossus push again. He does have like the Robo Bay on the way. He's adding 3 gateways here. This is probably going to be a 2-base Colossus push.
Yeah, even the probe being out there could just be one of these things where you're trying to trick your opponent. I'm sure as a Zerg player you know all about that.
Yes.
The probe is like sitting there, like, no, really, I'm not taking third base.
I just hope Bunny picks up on it. If he doesn't pick up on it, he's going to die. He does have 1 bunker already. I think this is something where you need to scan the third at some point. If you don't have full awareness that it's taking it already. Which obviously he can't have because it hasn't been taken yet.
Yeah. All right, third Nexus is being made.
Yeah.
You can just, again, play a regular defensive macro game with this type of unit set.
You could.
It's an older style, but, I mean...
My guess is with this many gateways, it's going to be... Remember when he did it the first time? Like, you could just take a third with this build, like when you're pushing. It's probably going to be like a pretty dedicated push.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to kill Bunny, necessarily. Though he could just not attack at all.
Well,
I just feel like you're wasting a lot of your...
You definitely have to damage your opponent with this. Like a decent amount too, I would say, because you're going to sit there with just +1. So if your push doesn't do anything, you don't even have a Twilight.
Right.
So you can't get more upgrades. You don't have Blink. You don't have Charge. And that makes holding on against bigger pushes really, really hard.
For sure. Taking the forward third here from Bunny. If he took the other one, he would have probably saw the pylon. But I don't know how much that would actually tell Bunny what's going on. So here comes the push. Probably not going to commit too heavily here. Like, that's not that many units. Bunny could run into this in the middle of the map. I think that would favor Bunny.
Well, this is a tiny amount of units from Bunny.
Okay, yeah, he definitely can't fight into that.
Yeah, I think that this is just a posturing thing. He's faking it a little bit, trying to keep Bunny a bit honest, keep him back. Yeah, Bunny's already making Vikings.
He is building a Warp Prism. I would be very surprised to see a commitment before a Warp Prism is there. Like, it's just not very common to have that happen.
Yeah, he has that proxy pile, but it's really not that much proxied.
And plus, it's coming from the other side, so it wouldn't really gain...
He's actually just going to go.
More than I thought, yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of force fields. That's a big, important part of this. Where are those Phoenixes? He's got to get those up in the front.
Yeah, he's going to lose a Colossus maybe here.
Oh, no. Nice pullback. Good micro so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty big, pretty scary army. So this is exactly what I was expecting from Deer. It's kind of like a posture and do as much damage as you can and just drone up or probe up your third base at the same time.
Well, Deer right now...
Like, win, though.
There's 5 Vikings being made at a time, so when he gets 10, he can erase the splash damage really quickly. Right. Oh, but he needs a target Colossus. He needs a Northeast. In fact, he moves forward and starts to at least. Oh god, his Vikings hemming and hawing, going back to Phoenixes.
That was a very mismanaged fight.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, I don't know how you can defend him from this point anymore.
No, he's taking so much damage. A ton of SCVs falling down as well. A good flank comes up.
Yeah.
So maybe he can kill the rest of us.
He does kill the Warp. I mean, at this point, even if you do kill this, you're too far behind. 22 workers at 51.
Nice dead anyways.
Yeah, beautiful push from Deer. Really good execution, too.
Yeah, he did do a good job there. Bunny, a little bit indecisive. His Vikings, like, he decided to really commit to Vikings, and they were a bit slow and didn't target right. Yeah,
for him. What a slugfest of a series. GG is called. Deer takes it.
Okay. I guess the favorites of the group really do make it out at the end of the day. Maru in first place, Deer in second. I think most people assumed that this is what would occur. But the story of the night was much more than that. Bunny put up some great fights. Zanster had one of the best games tonight overall, even though he ended up losing it. And overall, very well played series.
This whole group was a proper slugfest. Like, you look at the stats or you look at the Wikipedia and say, okay, well, this is to be expected. But if you watch this, it was such a back and forth series every time. Even the 2-0 from Maru and Zanster, like, that was a great series. I would recommend it to anybody.
That series could have gone either way, even though it was a 2-0 for Maru. And this is the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, you can look at the results, and as you said, it just doesn't line up with reality.
Yeah. Very proud to cast it. It was a great series.
Yeah. It was a fun day.
2위 진출자 백동준 선수 만나보겠습니다. 축하드립니다.
Second player to advance from the group, Deer.
최종 진출자
Just made it around 16. Congratulations, thank you.
힘겹게 진출하게 된 것 같아요. 최종전 어느 정도로 만족하시나요?
Seems like you had a very tough series tonight. Are you satisfied with your final matches?
이번에 약간 심리전을 준비해가지고 좀.
Since I defeated him in the first matchup pretty easily.
네, 제가 컨디션이 많이 안 좋나 봐요.
I thought I could play a good mind game against him.
좀 아쉬움이 많이 남으실 것 같아요.
I thought I could finish him pretty easily, but it didn't really work out that way.
굉장히 인상 깊게 남았었는데 그 경기는 어떠셨나요?
제가 그 상황을 굉장히 많이 준비했고.
You know, those recharge stations, Gary calls them also. What about those?
준비했는데 재선이가 써가지고 좀 당황스럽긴 했는데.
You know, I thought about this strategy a lot.
조지현이라고 지현이가 알려준 거거든요.
Actually, I got this from Patience.
잘하더라고요. 근데 오늘 플레이는 제가
He kind of gave me tips and advice on how to make this work.
사실 오늘 이렇게 지뢰에 순환만 안 당했어도 이렇게 힘겹게 올라가진 않았을 것 같거든요. 오늘 예언자 순환 시대였어요.
A lot of times you were suffering from Widow Mines.
대호비 형이랑
The mines seem to be the reason why your series were tough today.
무서운 것 같아요. 좀 아쉽네요.
I think I hang out with Stats a lot.
그렇게 된 굉장히 불리한 상황이 많았는데
Seems like I'm suffering just like he is.
이어가시는 모습
The stats suffering from mines?
Not like that.
No, not like that, that's for sure.
상대하셨는데 사실 계속 백동윤 선수의 발목을 잡았던 건
He had a lot of matches against Terran today.
이 조성주 선수는 어떤 점이 가장 까다로운 건가요?
성주는 원래는 좀 하던 것만 하는 스타일이었는데
What was the hardest part about playing against Maru?
아까처럼 막 벤시도 하고 좀
Actually, Maru always played the same build.
하더라고요.
네.
그리고 워낙 기본기는
But somehow he
해가지고
plays something different.
무서운 것 같아요.
네, 지난 시즌부터 계속
Top of that, he's got very solid and amazing skills.
자, 그래도
It's like he always does the same, but he always does different. And he's great at everything.
이번 16강
Like, yep.
조지명식 어떻게 예상하시나요?
Next stop,
성주가
we're at a
저를
16
이겼기
group
때문에
nominations. What do you think about that?
좀 배려를 해줬으면 좋겠고 만약 같은 조 되면은 네, 다음번에는 이길 수 있도록 하겠습니다.
네,
I want Maru to be
자,
generous to me,
선수 끝으로 이번 시즌
since he is a top seed.
네, 이거 저번엔 또
What's your determination for this season?
가지고 많이 아쉬웠는데 네, 이번에는 좀 8강, 4강 네, 높게 갈 수 있도록 열심히 준비하도록.
I played very poorly in the round of 16 last season,
2위 진출 축하드립니다.
so I really hope I don't play like that again.
네, 이렇게 백동준
I just want to have
선수와
better
이야기
games,
나눠봤는데요.
so I'm going to
오늘
prepare
경기
very
최종
hard for this round of
확인해
16. All right, and that does it with our interview. Here's how the day went today. You know, an interesting day. It was actually a pretty long day overall,
Yep.
but like super good games. It felt short. It felt
did feel
fast. And you know what? It was a pleasure commentating with you today, Norbert. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Love being here.
Our next group, Cure, Sue, TY, Impact. That is, to me, the group of death. And out of those four, I would say TY wore the jean jacket the best. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think Sue did a pretty good job too. Honestly, like looks pretty
Well,
good.
Sue
on him.
always looks good.
Yeah.
He has like +1 to good looks.
Yeah.
But that's a sick group, man. Cure is always a bit underrated. Sue and TY, need I say any more? And Impact, I think,
Impact is like a proper dark horse.
a proper dark horse.
Yeah.
That's a very good way to put it. I respect Impact's skill immensely. Some people don't like him, some people really like him, but this is a guy who can actually just win a GSL suddenly and confuse the hell out of everyone. But he's got that skill set.
You can also lose to a foreigner in GSL qualifier.
Absolutely.
It's possible.
Anything can happen with that, and you know that very well.
Yeah.
Impact, going to make that group very interesting. We got to go, guys. Thank you for watching. Cheers, no regret for coming down. And we'll see you next time.
Yep. See you guys later.
2018 GSL Season 2 Overgrowth.